Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. This is Willan, and yet again we are in another episode talking about blogging, websites, and how they can help you scale up and build a personal brand or build your audience for you to be able to move, to monetize them, or to grow traffic to a position where you can be able to leverage this to do other things in your life, maybe probably using them to sell product, to sell services, or to sell anything that is important to you. So I was asked by a friend why it's important for them to have a website or why they should start a blog in the first place. He also asked me if it's possible for them to be able to grow a blog without having to invest heavily if they do not have enough cash for them to buy hosting and to buy a domain. Because you want to get started as early as possible and you want to be out there so that people can know what you do, so that people can understand how to do the things that you do probably, and then be able to relate your content with something that they can get from you. And if not that, as a blogger, you may be able to monetize your content through various methods that are available for you to monetize. One, through Google monetization, maybe using Google AdSense, using affiliate marketing, selling products on newsletters, and other ways that you can channel your audience to customers. So domains are quite cheap, that one I have to say. So if you can, do buy your own domain, but if you can't, then there are several ways around buying a domain and buying hosting that you can get started with to have a head start to start with. And in this video I want to talk about the few ways that you can get started without having enough or without having to invest heavily on a self-hosted platform. And in this case you would have to use a hosted platform. And before we go further, I would like to explain what's the difference between a hosted platform and a self-hosted platform. This is literally the third time that I'm doing this video. I've been doing it the entire day. One time my camera shut down, the second time I forgot to hit the play button, and now this is the third time. I hope this one goes through. So basically, a self-hosted platform is one where you own your own domain and you own or have paid for a space with a hosting platform, such as maybe Hostinger, HostGator, Bluehost, and some other platforms that probably I won't mention here. And they give you a certain allocation of bandwidth, space, and a shared, it's basically a shared plan that you're using to start with, because using a dedicated one is quite expensive. So in this space you're given say 100 GB where you can host maybe say 10 websites, and you can have maybe up to 100,000 monthly visits. You can host maybe an e-commerce website there. You can host any website that you want there. So in this case, you're the one who decides maybe which hosting you're going to use, probably which platform you're going to use, I'm sorry. So if you want to use maybe Drupal, you want to use WordPress, you want to use a custom made platform where you post your content, maybe made from maybe things such as React or Laravel, any platform that you have that you can post your content, you can be able to have those files hosted there. Then your website can be live from your domain. Now when it comes to a hosted platform, on the other hand, you generally have no control over the back end. you're just given a front-end interface where you interact with your content, where you can go and write a blog post and post it, where you can design how your website will look like, probably maybe using drag and drop website builders, and you customize your own website and then buy a domain also, maybe from somewhere else, or you can buy from within that hosted platform. So in most cases, a self-hosted platform is generally the best option to go, and if you are to go with a self-hosted platform, then I would advise you go with WordPress.org. WordPress is one of the most used website builders and also CMS platform, with almost up to 50% of the entire internet running on WordPress. So basically, if you come across maybe say 10 websites, there is a very big chance that 5 of them are made with WordPress. So that aside, let us have a look at a few ways that you can get started blogging for free in 2024 without using any money, or using as little money as possible to start your blog or to design your website. So one of the most common options for hosted platforms is WordPress.com. WordPress.com is a variation of WordPress.org, and WordPress.com is hosted by WordPress, which makes it a hosted platform. They also offer a free platform, a free version or a free trial. Basically, it's a free version of the WordPress.com, which is limited in such a way that you have to use a .wordpress.com subdomain. So basically, it's like dailywhelan.wordpress.com. Now here you have most of the functions of a normal self-hosted WordPress website. You can use the few templates that they offer. You can customize a few things here and there. You can have your own logo. You can choose a theme, a palette of colors. Though it's still in moderation, there are a few things that are limited. There are certain plugins that you cannot use, certain themes that you cannot use, certain things that you cannot change, which means you are limited in how much you can brand, how much you can change and improve this website to look more like a personal brand. But this is just on the free version. So when you're getting started, you can just go there, have a subdomain, and then start creating your content, start posting your articles, start writing and customizing, and maybe have a homepage where people can land and see who you are. And this way you can start now growing, and later on you can shift to maybe the hosted or the self-hosted platform. The second platform that is quite commonly used is blogger.com. Blogger is a Google-owned blogging platform. So if you have a Google account, you technically have Blogger there. You can just go there, click the Blogger icon, and get started with blogging on Blogger. Same case with on WordPress. When you're using the free version of Blogger, your domain is a subdomain, so it's again like Daily Whelan or your name .blogspot.com. So I also used Blogger, I think, after using WordPress when I was testing. I used Blogger for quite a while when I was in high school, I guess. It started, and to familiarize myself with the environment of writing blogs. I was not good at it by any sense. So even if you're not good, you can just get started and see how it goes. With Blogger, unlike most of these free hosted platforms, unlike Blogger, you can, unlike these other ones, Blogger you can monetize. It has some integration with the Google AdSense. So if you have good traffic, a good number of people coming to your website, even with the free version, you can get started with Google AdSense, unless this has changed over time. But when I last used it, this was the case. So, and if it has changed, you can just still grow your audience there, and then later on you can shift. The third option would be Wix, wix.com. So Wix is also a website builder. So it's basically a drag and drop website builder where you can drag and drop elements on a page and then customize your page and how it looks and feels. You can also have a CMS platform inside there where you can host your blog, write your articles and post them there and promote them so that people can go there and read, and then you can grow your audience. It has a few analytics for you to be able to measure how much traffic is coming into your blog, to be able to help you improve, and a few other things that can help you get started and grow. And like I said, Wix is a website builder, so its CMS is quite different from WordPress. So if you are looking to shift to WordPress at some point, then it might not be a good option. But if you are looking to stay there, if you want to have a blog with Wix, you can go on and get started with Wix and then grow your audience on Wix. The fourth option is ghost.org. So Ghost is also another platform where you can get hosted. It's a hosted platform. The user interface for Ghost is quite different from the other three, and it has the same functionalities in that it has some templates, some themes that you can use for you to customize your look and feel of your website to some degree. Again, these are the limitations. There is a certain customization level that you cannot get, but you can get started with that, have the feel of how it feels like blogging. And Ghost has its own analytics, it has its own set of tools that you can use to see if you're doing your blogging right. So once your traffic starts growing, then you can be sure that even if you shift it somewhere else, you can be able to continue growing it from there. Weebly is also a website builder, much like Wix in a sense, and they also do offer you a place where you can go build your website for free and test out and see how their site looks like. And you can also start blogging and customize your blog and share with people there, grow your audience, which is the main goal when you're getting started. You want people to know your brand, you want people to know you have a website, you want people to be able to read your content, to see how they react to it, to have them engage, and then grow them, and later on you can shift them. There are other platforms which are blogger platforms. In these ones, it's more of a platform where you go to post your blogs. It's not a website, it's just a place where you go to post your blogs. So one of these websites is medium.com. Medium.com is most ideal for writers, and if you are writing and if you have something that you write about and you have a passion for writing and you want to get started, then Medium is a good place to start. You can just go there. If, for example, you have a book or you are writing a certain book or you're good in a certain topic, you can go and write on Medium and post that content, and then Medium post it to your subscribers or post it to people who are subscribed to Medium, and they can be able to view and see if your content is good enough. So if your content is good, you start growing an audience of people that come and see your content. And unlike some of these other free platforms, once your audience is big enough with Medium, you can subscribe to a subscription, and with this subscription you're then able to monetize your content using memberships. So people who view your content on memberships can be able to have you receive a certain token of money. So you can be able to monetize this way with Medium. You can also be able to pay to have paid posts such that people have to pay for them to view through the memberships. They pay through the memberships to view your content, and it's another way of monetizing, but still limited compared to how you would have monetized otherwise. The other platform, much like Medium, is Substack. So Substack is another platform where you can go and post your content, you can go and post your blog. But in a sense, Substack is more tailored to people who are doing newsletters, people who are designing newsletters, say creators, for example, who need to communicate to their subscribers. So if you have an existing audience, you can port them to Substack and then start sending out newsletters of the things that you're doing, things that you are maybe showcasing, an event, or such things that are related to what you want to communicate to your audience. But it's a good way to get started, even if you don't have maybe an audience of subscribers. They also have a short kind of social media where you can go and interact with these people who are also posting on Substack and grow your audience that way. So last but not least, there is LinkedIn. Although LinkedIn is most designed to be a platform where people go and have their portfolios posted and have people come and visit and see their credentials and such things, they also have a way that you can write articles on things that relate maybe to your profession or things that you are interested in, and people can come and read and follow you or connect to you if it's relevant to them, or if it's educative or such topics that relate to something that you're doing. They also promote this content and share it with people, so it's also another way that you can grow an audience to later on shift to your own website. Although they are free, nothing is ever really truly free. Like I always like to tell people, there is always a catch, and the catch in this case is one, in terms of customizability and personal branding. With the free versions of these hosting platforms, you will not be able to heavily customize or brand your website to fit a certain look and feel that you would like your maybe viewers to have. Two, there is limitations in bandwidth and data storage. So there are limitations to how many people can visit your website, how much data you are given. Then there is the fact that you can also not have custom domains, so you have to use their subdomains. So like what I was talking about with .wordpress.com. Then there is also the fact that features are limited. Features for most of these websites will be limited, so unless you are paying, most of the features will not be available to you. There is also limited support from the owners of this platform. Since you're not paying, you are not a priority. Once you want to move to a self-hosted platform, you might not be in a position where you can move your data from the free platform to a self-hosted platform, which means that data will have to remain there and you'll have to start again from scratch. But you can leverage that platform where you're using and redirect people to your website by having tags and things that point to your other website. So it's not that it's a bad thing, it's just the long way around of you to get to what you want. How much you can monetize. So the essence of maybe starting your blog was for you to be able to grow an audience that you could monetize. So you cannot monetize with maybe say Google AdSense for most of these places. You cannot also use ad networks on most of these free platforms. So those are some of the limitations that you will encounter when you're getting started with the free versions of these platforms. It's a good way to get started by testing how much you can do and testing the limits of how you can explore a website. It's also a good way to learn and to know the ins and outs of websites with these free versions. So before you commit maybe to Wix or to WordPress or to Blogger or to Ghost, you can first of all have a feel of which platform really feels more user intuitive, and then whichever you pick, you can then now move to the hosted to the paid version of that platform. If you want to later on move maybe to a self-hosted, then you will have to consider probably using WordPress.com to start with, then move to WordPress.org later on when you want to have a self-hosted platform. You can learn from these other videos how to write good blogs, how to make good blogs, how to engage with your audience on your blogs. And you can head on to dalewhelan.com, where I write more about blogging and tips about blogging, and you can be able to grow your audience quite fast. So that's it for this video. I hope that you've learned something, and if you have learned something, give me that thumbs up. I hope that I see you in the next one. Peace.